So you're swimming and you feel like you're working hard and you're tired after 200 meters and you don't know why. At this point, I had probably plenty of swimmers telling me the exact same thing word by word. Alex, I'm fit, I run, I cycle, I go to the gym, but why I'm absolutely knackered after just 2 lengths? Now every time is the same thing. Technique errors that they cannot see. Now in this video, I'm going to show you 3 mistakes that are probably destroying your swimming right now. The thing is, you won't feel them and you won't notice them until someone actually shows it to you. And the mistake number 2 is honestly one that drives me a little bit mad because it's invisible from swimmer's perspective. Completely invisible. You have no idea that you're doing it right now, and I bet you that. Hi, I'm Alexandru Coci. I'm an Olympic swimmer. I competed at London 2012 in 200 butterfly. Now I coach adult self-taught swimmers, worked with probably thousands by now. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to look for and what to fix. Probably, and I mean, you have to get into the pool, do the drills obviously, because I cannot do that bit for you. But these 3 mistakes that are fixable, each one has a specific correction, a dry line cue that you can practice just right now in your house. And obviously the water drills for your next sessions. That's simple once you see them. And these are the same things and more that I cover with my premium members in Ocean Swim School. Proper structure feedback on these exact issues. And honestly, if you've been plateau for months, not improving, no matter how many laps you do, is probably one of these 3 things. Almost certainly. Oh, and the 3rd mistake near the end of the video, I've never seen a self-taught swimmer who doesn't have this problem. Not once, so stick around to see that one. Mistake number 1. So this one, right, I would say probably 75 of adult swimmers do this, maybe higher than that. This is just an estimate number. You're dropping your elbows during the pull phase. Most people think that they're pulling the water. They think the arms is doing the real work. But actually what happens with the elbow is that it's falling down and forward and you actually end up kind of scooping a bit of the water. Now this is something like you're trying to dig something out from underneath you, instead of actually grabbing the water and actually push it back. Now why does this thing happen? Because it feels like you're pulling. It generally feels correct from inside the water. So basically there is no alarm going, so there is no pain. So the body doesn't tell you anything. Just inefficiency that you cannot detect. We need to fix the elbow catch. So the fix for dropped elbow, you need to set up your elbow before you do the pull. Not after, but before. So let me do this on land first because it's so much easier to actually feel and to also practice it at home. So stand up, reach with one hand forward. Now keep your elbow high, roughly shoulder height, maybe just slightly below, and let your forearm and your fingertips just drop down. This is like you're going with the arm over a barrel and reaching the far side. Now do you feel that? And that's basically your catch position. Elbow is an anchor, forearm and hand will do the work. Now in the water, your hand enters in the water and immediately find that position before you actually start pulling. Elbow stays up, then forearm and palm drops, then you drive your arm straight back. But this one alone is worth. Honestly, I don't know how to make a specific claim because everyone is different, but some swimmers feel immediate difference. First length, because suddenly you're actually holding the water instead of sliding through it. And a simple drill that we're going to work on is single arm freestyle with a kickboard. One arm holds the kickboard out in front, the other one takes a full stroke, focusing entirely on setting the high elbow before every single pull. Do 4 strokes to one side and then switch to the other side, or you can do 1 length and 1 length, whatever works for you. Do maybe about 4 to 6 25s, just like this. Alright, so now the mistake number 1 is sorted. Now let's move on to the mistake number 2. And this is invisible, as I mentioned. And honestly, this one is generally frustrating me because I watched so many swimmers struggle for years without anyone pointing this at them. Now let's go. Mistake number 2 is breathing rotation, breaking your body position. And if you watch my previous videos, you just realize that I mentioned this a lot. Your breathing is basically breaking your body line. Alright, so here's what's happening. Whenever you breathe, you lift your head, just slightly. Maybe you don't even notice, but that tiny bit that you lift, your hips drops a bit as well. So body goes towards diagonal, drag increases immediately with every inch that your hips drop, Now I see this with a lot of swimmers who come to me with exhaustion problem. Basically, it's everywhere. Now why this thing happens? Because breathing feels urgent, right? You want air, desperately sometimes. So basically, you lift your head a bit. Your brain is basically telling you, just get your face out of the water. So what do? You get the face out of the water. But this is basically tanking your efficiency every single breath. So guess what? If you breathe every 2 strokes, which most self-taught adult swimmers do, and that's a lot of body disruption per each length. And the thing is that actually I want to be careful of how I explain this, because there is a bit of a nuance. So your head should rotate with your body, not lift independently. You're not a periscope coming up. You're basically a log rolling sideways, and just take a breath. So I have these swimmers right now, around 50 years old, proper triathlete, strong cyclist, as he told me, who came to me because swimming was ruining his race times. That's a bit of a classic, because every triathlete, more or less, swimming is their worst leg. So he was brilliant at the bike. In the water, he was fighting everything. We looked at the breathing with underwater footage, and then his hips were dropping about 20 to 25 degrees on every single stroke. Every single breath, massive drag, no wonder why I was struggling. And especially if you do an Ironman or a triathlon swim, that's a lot of kilometers or miles to cover. So it took him about 5 to 6 weeks to retain that good habit. Not a quick one, okay? Maybe even more for some of you. But by the end of the swim split, he was actually had a significant improvement. I can't remember the exact number. He was actually enjoying it for the first time, which he never really said that about swimming before that. So basically the way you fix it, you rotate your body and let your head follow. Think of it this way. Your body is rotating already from side to side as you do the stroke. Whenever you breathe, you're just extending that rotation slightly further for your mouth to clear the water. You're not adding a new movement here. You're just extending what's already existing in the rotation. Now online, lie on your side on the floor. Face should be down. Now rotate onto your side. So one goggle in the water, one goggle out. That's the cue for every breath. In the water, as a drill, we're going to work on the single arm, but 11 drill. So both arms extended in front of you, 11 position. Take about 3 kicks, then 1 full stroke cycle with the breathing. Then back to the 11 position. Then pause for a second at 11 position for you to feel your body position before and after the breathing. Now the focus here, and you need to ask yourself some of the questions. Does your body stays in line flat after you breathe, or do your hips drop right immediately? Then just try to observe this at first. Do about 425s or 6, rest in between, go slow. Am I over explaining this or am I oversimplifying this? Let me know in the comments down below if you want more details or less details. Genuinely happy to do a full video just on breathing rotation. So, if you fix the breathing alone, you got it right. Swimming gets noticeably less exhausting. Noticeably. Now wait until you see the last one, because I meant what I said earlier. Nobody who's self-taught escapes this one. Mistake number 3, crossover on entry. Now basically this one is that your arm is crossing the central line on entry and then carries away all the way into the pool. So your hand enters in the water in front of your head, but it should enter in line with your shoulder, not crossing over the middle, not passing your nose. So most self-taught adult swimmers cross this over. So hand enters past the central line of their body, and then what it does, it creates a snaky movement, wiggly movement through the water, and your whole body starts to fishtail left and right to try to compensate, which creates more drag, more effort. You're basically zigzagging down to the pool without knowing it. Instead of you swimming at 25 meters, you may be swimming at 27 or 28 while you're zigzagging from one side to the other. Now I would say that honestly maybe it's around 80 to 90% of self-taught adult swimmers, which is an estimate, right? But maybe they do this at some degree. Could be wrong, but this is basically what I see constantly and is very common. But why? Because it feels like you're actually reaching further. It feels like much more powerful to you. But you actually, what you're doing, you're destabilizing the whole stroke. Now how do we fix this? Think about the 2 train tracks. Imagine 2 parallel train tracks running along the pool from the wall to wall. Your left arm stays on the left track, the right arm stays on the right track. They never cross, they never touch each other in the middle. That's it. To train tracks, that's simple. And a drill we're going to work on is zip up drill. So basically, as your recovery arm comes forward, drag your thumb along your side of your body, up to the armpit, along your shoulder before extending forward. This keeps your entry wide and in the correct track. Focus here is that your thumb is the zip. So basically, you're trying to zip up a wetsuit. Do about 4 to 6 to 8 25s, up to you. Exaggerate this at first and make sure that you make it obvious. You want to feel what the correct entry position is, and once you got it, you're trying to ease that exaggeration and you're trying to maintain the track. It will feel weird and uncomfortable, but that's probably correct actually. The wrong position feels natural because you've been doing this for years, and the right position will feel strange at first, but that discomfort is actually information. So if you fix all these 3 things, here is what's gonna happen. Your stroke stops fighting itself. You'll feel smoother, not effortless, but noticeably less work per meter. Your breathing gets easier because now you're not exaggerating the extra drag every single time you breathe, and you'll go further because of that. Probably depending on where you're starting right now. Is that 400, 500 meters becomes realistically without stopping. Maybe more than that, like I said, depends on where you are right now. I always say these things, but honestly, the confidence that shifts whenever you stop dreading the pull, when you get in and now you know what you're working on, you have a plan, you're not just playing around and hoping, and that's massive and that's worth a lot. And if you're still watching at this point, but properly watching, not just having it in the background, you're already different from most of the swimmers. Most swimmers just swim laps and they wonder why they don't improve, but you're actually learning why, and that's what it matters. But if you want to accelerate all of this, join my Ocean Swim School, free community to start. Premium is $39 a month, video analysis of your specific stroke, and I'll let you know exactly what you're doing and what to fix first. Link down below. Drop a comment if you're actually going to fix any of these this week, and let me know which one you're actually working towards. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like, the subscribe, share it with someone that will help them as well. And if you haven't watched the other freestyle videos, watch them next. Alright, that's it. See you in the next one.